Well, it makes sense to me. If the Department of Homeland Security has identified a threat from these kind of devices, then the sooner we can get them scanned, the better. And giving them 21 days suggests to me that they already have the equipment to do it. It's just a matter of setting up the procedures to do it. So that seems feasible.
So once this happens, Ben, is that takes care of the issue in terms of the threat that these devices pose?
Well, you never know for sure. I mean, security is an evolving thing. You know, we didn't used to have to take our shoes off. We didn't have to use plastic bags for liquids and things like that. But as we learned new threats, we did things. So my guess is this is the next step. I would never say it's the last step in security, however, but this one looks like it's real, and it looks like airports should be able to handle it pretty well.
How do you assess the security level at airports these days? I mean, I remember early in the days of TSA that there'd be journalists go through and they would inevitably get something through that shouldn't have gone through. Haven't heard much about that lately. Is security getting better at airports, do you believe?
Security is good at airports, and the reality is, you know, we're good at detecting things, and we're good at detecting, you know, risks in terms of things. We're not so great yet at detecting risks in terms of people, and that's obviously a very touchy subject. But security at airports is good and it's strong, and TSA does generally a good job, although sometimes we'd all like the lines to be a little shorter, wouldn't we?
Well, I don't even want to get into that.
Don't get me started.
Well, you'll see blood pressure levels. What's with this 3D scanning push, Ben, that might now become more common?
Yeah, it's going to be a little more common. And, you know, today laptops are taken out, but things like tablets aren't. We'll be taking the tablets out now. Every time there's a change in security procedures, it causes a little bit of delay at the airport as both the airports and the customers get used to it. But then it becomes the norm. And so my guess is that the same thing will happen here. We might see a little, you know, some friction over the next couple of months as airports and customers get used to it. But it'll just become the norm. And 6 months from now, we'll just say that's the way it always was.
Just to be clear, is the 3D scanner the same thing we're talking about for these international flights, or is this a different protocol that even U.S. only travelers will experience?
Well, it'll be security for the international arrival flights. I'm not sure the exact technology they're going to use to scan the laptops, and I'm sure that they are not making that, you know, well known, obviously, because if you know how it works, you can offset it too. But it'll be for those 280 airports, and like Abu Dhabi's already stepped up, they've set up a really good model for other airports to use, is to make sure that the devices themselves don't actually get banned.
By the way, before we let you go, I was reading some of the notes that you sent us about what a customer should and should not take on a flight. You were saying pack half the clothing but twice the money, because you can buy clothes when you get there, and extra snacks. I mean, you make it sound like we're going backpacking, not on an airline flight here.
Well, that travel information of take half the clothes and twice the money is something I learned a long time ago. And it's always worked when you travel. Every hotel does laundry. You never need as many clothes as you take, but you always seem to run out of money a bit. So that allows you to pack a little bit lighter, makes things easier, carry everything on board. You don't have to worry about losing a bag. It's just a good way to travel.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.